Okay, what we're going to do is I'm just going to check that. Will you give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen? Is that normal? It doesn't look normal to me, but is it showing your side? It looks good. I'm just going to log in here myself. I'm going to start with a video, particularly for our new people. I think we need to take a look at this video and we need to listen to the numbers and watch the images because this is a 10-year game plan for the company, 10-year game plan. And I think it's very, very interesting. So please pay attention to this and then we'll get started on our presentation. Here we go.
February 2023. The world was still living by the old financial logic, but we pressed start. We wanted to create an ecosystem that would unite artificial intelligence and finance to make asset management simple, scalable, and secure. That's how Aurum was born. The starting point was EXAI Bot, the first AI-powered trading solution, an algorithm that laid the foundation for an entire era. From that moment, we began expanding at the speed of light. We've built and are implementing a vision that includes trading AI bots, exchanges, neobank, crypto cards, and real-world asset tokenization, official registration in Hong Kong, and the first features in global media. The creation of Aurum Neobank, the launch of Zeus AI Bot, and the flash loan license surpassing $1 million in profits. The opening of our headquarters in Dubai, where hundreds of industry leaders gathered. The world started to talk about us. We were featured by Binance, Benzinga, Crypto Reporter, and Blockchain Wire. Forbes called us the new infrastructure of global finance. But this is no time to pause. We're gaining momentum. We launch Aurum Academy, strengthen our team, and appoint Brian Benson, a professional with 27 years of experience, as our CEO. Global events in Vietnam, Dubai, and Antalya. Thousands of cards sold, and the launch of the AI agent ecosystem. Today, we stand on the stage of Token 2049 Singapore, alongside the leaders of Binance, Tether, KuCoin, and Tron. And this moment once again proves Aurum is a global ecosystem of worldwide scale. But the most important part, this is only the beginning. The next decade will be one of expansion. In 2025 to 2026, we bring Aurum Neobank to the mass market. Hundreds of thousands of users, millions of transactions. The launch of Aurum Exchange, which reaches $5 billion in trading volume within its first year. AI bots manage over $100 million in assets. The first 5,000 cash-in and withdrawal terminals appear. Aurum establishes its presence in 10 countries and secures its position in the global market. In 2027 to 2028, we raise the bar. Neobank reaches 2 million users and 1.5 million cards. During this period, Aurum DEX, a next-generation decentralized exchange, launches. Personalized AI-based services emerge. Credit scoring and capital management. The first RWA deals worth $500 million are integrated. The terminal network expands to 20,000 points across 20 countries. By 2029, Neobank evolves into a super app. Flight bookings, taxis, car rentals, food delivery, while transactions exceed $20 billion. Aurum DEX cements its position within the ecosystem with $5 billion in trading volume, becoming a key element of Aurum's DeFi direction. AI agents operate for hundreds of thousands of businesses, and RWA grows to $5 billion. Aurum becomes an ecosystem that accompanies users every day. In 2030 to 2033, we reach global scale. Neobank's user base hits 12 million and over 10 million cards. Inside the super app, 15 to 20 integrated services and partnerships with 500 global brands. Aurum Exchange reaches $90 billion in trading volume and enters the top 10 global crypto exchanges. The terminal network expands to 100,000 plus locations across 50 plus countries. The annual Aurum Global Summit gathers 5,000 leaders. By 2033 to 2035, Aurum Neobank enters the top 5 global neobanks with a valuation of $10 billion plus. Aurum Exchange remains in the top 10, while Aurum DEX surpasses $20 billion in trading volume. AI manages over $5 billion in assets, and RWA exceeds $20 billion. We are present in 75 countries, with 1,000 global partners and over 100,000 terminals. The Aurum Global Summit brings together 10,000 industry leaders. Aurum becomes the symbol of a new financial era, a system that made finance accessible to everyone, a story that has already transformed the industry, and a future that already belongs to us.
Well, there you go. What about that? And sensational video rolling out 10 years for the company. And this is the vision of Brian Benson, the the CEO. And I think that's a very important part to start with is the company, who's behind the company, who's running the company, do they have experience? These are the things we need to ask. And then we also need to look at the product suite, the ecosystem. Let's check that out tonight. And the last part we might do is we'll have a look at the affiliate program and see is there something interesting in it for you. So without further ado, let's get started on tonight's presentation. Thank you so much, everybody. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this short overview. We're going to take a look at the Aurum platform. I'm reviewing it every single day now, and I'd like to share with you just my own findings, my own due diligence. Of course, you're entitled to do your own due diligence. That would be recommended, but I don't work for this company. I'm not employed to present this. I'm just an educator. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give anybody advice in that respect. I'm just here to share you my opinions, what I've found out about this platform. I was pleasantly surprised when I saw that Brian Benson was the CEO. Brian Benson from United States. He's the chief executive officer for the company. He's building out the tech. He's building an exchange. Uh, he's in charge of all divisions now. It's fantastic. Brian was a trader at Morgan Stanley Bank in the United States, and I think he was only there for about 3 years. And then he started developing technology. He developed payment apps. He did one for a bank. He also was a what do you call it when you're not an influencer? He was an ambassador. He was an ambassador for the Algorand blockchain, if you've heard of Algorand. But then he was hired by Binance, and he played a big role in Binance. We asked him a lot of questions about like how did he get the job at Binance? What did he do? In fact, he was the managing director of all of Latin America. He opened Central and Southern America. He opened Brazil, Chile, Peru, Colombia, Mexico, and everywhere in between. This is the guy. He opened Binance in his name, not in Binance's name. And he opened these multiple companies. He established the infrastructure for Binance in Latin America. He did all the payment processes from the banks into Binance. He dealt with that. He brought Binance Pay to Binance. He did so much. And once he established that market, Binance actually took Brian's companies and called them Binance. They turned into the Binance brand. And Binance grew faster than Microsoft, faster than Apple, faster than Tesla. It did $1 billion in 6 months. $1 billion. And this man on the screen represented 20% of that revenue for his part to play. So he's a man with a lot of experience. He's a man with a lot of contacts, and that's very important. And in my humble opinion, I think he is the right man to run this ship. He understands the industry. He's been in the industry for so many years now. He's very popular. If you Google him, you'll see him everywhere. Very famous. There's history here. That's good. There's history when he was much younger. Uh, Right now, he's in his early 50s. So he's not an old man. He's not a young man. He's a mature man who has, he's not trying to, he's not trying to test something for the first time round. He's already done it. He's been there, done it, and a great man. Now, I was also very enthused when I saw that Forbes had been writing about this company. Forbes is a very reputable magazine, and they also create these rich lists. They also interview a lot of the world-renowned CEOs. Well, Forbes have been writing positively about the Aurum platform on more than one occasion. But on the screen here, they're telling us that Aurum provides institutional grade trading. That's a little bit different than normal trading. This is the type of trading that the big guys, the banks would use, for instance, or who else would use it? The big venture capitalists, the big finance houses like BlackRock would use institutional grade trading. It's more governed. It's got better risk management. It's not like the wild west of trading that you might have heard about. And we were delighted to read that. But then in mid-December 2025, Forbes announced that Brian, the CEO, had been invited to be on the Forbes Council, the Forbes Financial Council. So that's what they think of him. They realize that this man has the experience, this man has the integrity, this man has the knowledge, this man is traveling around the world speaking at major conferences, and they invited Brian Benson to be on the Forbes Financial Council. This is a big accolade, and well done to Mr. Brian Benson. We were also very impressed when we noted that they also had a card operation working with Visa. If you can see my screen here, you can see that the card is branded Aurum and Visa. And that's very hard to do. It's very hard to get your brand on a Visa card. And therefore, we can only assume that the issuing bank of Visa have done their due diligence on this company. I mean, there's no way they're going to create a partnership without doing their homework. Obviously, they know who Brian Benson is. I'm sure they know who the directors are and the owners. They may have asked for last year's accountancy. They probably have checked their licenses. All of those things gave a lot of confidence that not only now are we dealing with somebody from Morgan Stanley, somebody from Binance, not only has Forbes invited him to the council, they've partnership with Visa. It was just everything started to stack up very nicely. And then we learned that he had spoken at Token 2049, the world's largest blockchain summit. He spoke in front of 25,000 people showed up at this event. 25,000 people. And the tickets were $1,000 to get in. It was incredible. In fact, there was people queued outside, couldn't get in on day two, and they were paying up to 1,400 to get in and see the likes of Brian Benson. So he's a world-renowned enthusiast. He's out there bringing the Aurum message around the world. He's looking for strategic partnerships to bring products back to the community. He's looking for liquidity providers for the exchange. Just recently there, again in December, he was speaking at the several of the crypto events in the Emirates. They have a big finance week over there, the second week of December 25, and Brian Benson was speaking at the blockchain show. Not only was he speaking at this, he was interviewed by Wendy O. She's a very famous, what do you call her, social media influencer. Great interview. Have a listen to that if you get a chance. And then we noted very recently then that he was sitting on a panel of experts. Brian was selected. So we see here Brian Benson from Aurum, but look who was sitting alongside him. None other than Sebastian, from the co-founder of Sandbox. If you don't know what Sandbox is, write it down. Go check those guys out. 1inch. If you heard of 1inch, yeah, these are top experts. So Anton is the co-founder of 1inch. But to see Brian Benson and these key individuals from this, I suppose, blockchain space, it's a credit to Brian Benson that he's able to command this position. That people are interested in his information. They're interested in hearing about AI and finance. They're interested in hearing about Aurum. And that's probably why Forbes have nominated him onto their finance council as well. With that said, we'll just move on now and we'll take a quick look at the products that these guys have and some of the products that they're presently building. This is an interesting product here. This is a point of sale terminal for the shops and the ability for shops to accept not just the fiat traditional payments that they normally get, because most shops have one of these machines. This one's a little bit different because this also accepts cryptocurrency payments. And that's a great advantage for shops that have it. Let's say two shops were sitting side by side and one says, we accept crypto payments. Well, obviously that shop's going to get a lot more customers. They're going to get the fiat, traditional paying customers, as well as those that are running around with, I mean, there's lots of young kids running around with crypto wallets now. So they'll go to the shop that accepts crypto payments. So this is a great device to bring new business to shops. We can also reduce the fees from the traditional fees that are charged by Visa and MasterCard, and we can also speed up the payment to the shop. Some shops, depending on their products, have to wait 30 days before they get the money you spent. You might have spent it and paid for it, but the shopkeeper hasn't got that money until Visa release it, until MasterCard release it back to the shop. Well, with this machine, because of the blockchain, we can settle payments in 24 hours. 36 or 48 hours. And that gives the shopkeeper much more, I suppose, cash flow than holding the money for 30 days. So this is a great machine. Now, what's in that for you? Well, right now they're developing software. to include micropayments, meaning that if it was you that introduced that product to a shop, let's say you have a friend owns a shop or a relative, and they put this into the shop, you would get paid every time this device is used. Okay, you would get a micropayment every time people went shopping. How good is that? In addition to that, they're developing ATM machines that you can put cash into them, and it will produce cryptocurrency and put it onto your wallet for you. But it'll also do the opposite. Let's say you need cash. What you can do is generate a QR code, go over to the ATM machine, use the QR code into the ATM, and out comes your cash. So it's a two-way ATM machine. Now, these are in development. These are not ready yet. The point of sale terminal is very close to being ready. I think we're going to get the first demonstration next month. And after that, it'll go into production. They've also launched their exchange, and this is quite interesting as well. Very difficult to launch an exchange. What's required is a lot of, not just a lot of tech, but a lot of liquidity is required to open and operate an exchange. If somebody showed up today with 3 Bitcoins, there's got to be $300,000 of USDT to allow those customers to swap out. So to have liquidity for an exchange is a massive undertaking. And here we have Aurum already up and running. And what I like about this company in particular, it's not a company that's taking people's money to help them build this tech. This company don't appear to need our money. This company already has its things in operation. It has its offices, has its customer support, it has its banking payment system, it's building apps, it's got AI related software for trading, it's got an exchange, it's got liquidity products. They're building, the only thing we're waiting on, I suppose, is the ATM machines, but everything else appears to be here. And why they need the customer base is actually for the exchange, so that once they launch the token, maybe in 2 or 3 years, there's going to be utility required for the use of this token. There's going to need to be dispersity of wallets between lots of users, and that gets a very successful launch of the Aurum token. Now, that's not going to happen for a long time, and it's going to be what's known as a fair launch. There's other companies out there they sell minting and mining and nodes to generate money. They need to get the money in to build the tech. This company have the tech. It's already built, and that's a different proposal. So we're very pleased to see this. We also learned that on this exchange, you can already place your Bitcoin or your XRP or Ethereum or USDT and make between 17 and 20% a year, just parking it there. There's lots of customers who've got coins sitting in their wallet doing nothing. Put it here and you can get 17 to 20% a year. That's better than the bank. That's better than property. That's better than gold. 17 to 20%. And 2 good points to make. Number one, you get the micropayments every day to your wallet. So if you put in USDT today, you would get paid tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So every day the money sits, you make money without trading. Here's the next big news. If you want to take it out, there is absolutely zero lock-in. You can take it out at any time you want. In fact, you can put it in today and take it out today. But of course, if you leave it there for a day, you're going to get a payment relative to the period you left it there. This is called average annual yield, and this is the liquidity staking product. Great, great product up and running. I'm going to show you a typical customer account here who's trying this. You can see this is the exchange, the crypto staking. They put in $1,000, but now it's $1,008.94. So they only put 1,000 in, and you can see it's already receiving micropayments. The same customer put in 0.1 Bitcoin, but as you can see, it's now paying fractions of Bitcoin to this wallet every single day for the customer. So a great, great product for you. What I'd like to do now is introduce you to Mr. Brian Benson. This gentleman saw so many people becoming millionaires and multimillionaires when he worked at Binance. It was a phenomenal period in his life. But Brian was only managing director of Binance. Here, he's the CEO. He wants to be remembered for doing something. And what he wants to do, he wants to create 1,000 millionaires under this brand. Have a listen to Brian, please, just for a minute.
We're on a mission to create 1,000 millionaires that don't have $1 million today. So if we can come up with a system whereby there's hundreds of thousands of people in there, but 1,000 of these people be turned into millionaires, then those assets are inside of our platform. That turns us into a unicorn right away. And so that's really the goal that I have as an executive at the company is how do we get people that don't have $1 million today to get them to $1 million through saving, through yield bearing assets, through a lot, compounding interest, through a lot of these things that have been around for a long time, but that not everyone in the world uses. And these are tools that are super important to get us there. So that's how we're measuring it internally, is if we can get to the point where we have 1,000 people that have become millionaires through our system and through working with our products, then that gets us really close to the unicorn valuation. And we want to be a fintech unicorn. I think Binance was the fastest fintech unicorn ever in the history. Yeah. I think it took less than 6 months. We used to have a slide about that in our pitch deck. So I'm pretty sure I've done this before. I've been involved in one of the fastest growing fintech unicorns in the world. And I think what we have at Aurum is actually very similar to when I started at Binance.
So Brian's now sees parallels from his time at Binance. He can feel that he's got this feeling. He was telling me that this is going to be sensational, and he's really, really behind this operation to hit those 1,000 millionaires. And we already know in the pre-launch, we've already met some people that have already accumulated $1 million with this project. So if one or two have already done it, there's still room for 998 more. Let's put it that way. So that's part of a longer interview that Brian made, and I just thought I'd feature him there. To understand how to get involved with the platform, there is a fee. There's a subscription fee. It's an annual fee of $20 for the whole year. I suppose it's a bit like paying a membership for the gym. You can use the running machine, the rowing machine, the steam room, the sauna. Same here. For $20, you can use all of the products. It's a subscription based, and that way you're not selling securities. You're not licensed to sell securities. You can't sell investments. All of these things you would be prohibited from doing. But what you can do is you can promote a website where the customer engages directly with the company, and they're working directly with Aurum. They're not working with you. You're not allowed to accept payments. You're not allowed. You don't have any, for instance, these cards to sell. You don't have any of these to sell. But what you can do is tell people, here's a website. It's a $20 service. It's a subscription, and then that customer can deal directly with the company to get those products. It's not coming from you. Now, with that said, let me tell you a little bit about some of the products that are available inside the platform. They've quite a few. They've got 7 bots operating already, and I hear there's more coming. But this one seems to be a big favorite of people. It's called the XAI bot, or the EXAI bot. It's been operating since 2023. Quite exceptional. It's done over 500%. And it was initially set up for the high net worth individuals, for the what we call the VCs, the venture capitalists. Maybe we call them accredited investors. But in September 24, I believe, they decided to open the platform to include the retail market, the end user. And they did that because their intention was to launch the exchange next year. But of course, they've already done that. And it's important for an exchange to have utility of the token, to have lots of wallet holders, to have a big customer base. So that's why they opened it to the retail market. Already, well, you can see here back in November 25, that over 56 million in this single bot. Bearing in mind they've 6 more of these, but on this bot they'd 56 million. That's well over $60 million right now. It trades 20 pairs, the top 20 pairs on CoinMarketCap. It's spot trading without leverage. The rewards that you get would be dependent on the deposit you make to your own account. So how does it work? Well, you need to go to Apple or Google Pay, and you'll be able to download the Aurum Neobank. It's a banking application. And when you open that neobank, you can deposit into your own wallet. Okay, so you'll get 8 wallets. You get a Bitcoin wallet in there, your own Bitcoin wallet. You'll have an Ethereum wallet, a Pepe wallet, a Doge, a BNB wallet, a USDT wallet. I think you get a Polygon wallet, and then there's a provision for the Aurum token in the future. So you get about 8 wallets, and you fund it. So let's say you put in, I don't know, what would you put into your own wallet? Would you put $120 in to try it, or $150, or would you put $200 in? Well, anything in that range between 1 and 249 is going to get you about 10% a month on average. This is not fixed. It is trading. And remember, past performance is not indicative of what might happen in the future, but based on the past performance, based on what it's done in this last 2.5 years, these type of accounts are getting approximately 10% a month, which is very, very, very good. For those of you that could deposit more to your own account, let's say you put in $300 or $720 or $846. There's no kind of package. It's just you deposit to your own wallet. When the money's there, you decide to ask it to trade. And for those of you that do between $249 and $1,000, you guys are going to get about 11% a month on average. For those of you that can do more, between 1 and 2,500, you'll get 12%. And you can see, obviously, the higher the deposit, the better reward that those customers are going to enjoy. Now, a couple of things about this. How do you get from 10% to 12% or 10% to 11%? There are two ways. Number one, you can start trading and allow the AI to increase your account. And once your account goes over $250, you'll move up to 11%. So you can trade your way up. By the way, this is automatic trading. You don't have to touch anything. It's all done automatically for you. That's why AI is kind of taking over the world right now. It's changing every industry, but not only here in the financial industry. AI is playing a big role. I believe that 80% of all trading now is conducted by AI. Isn't that incredible? Whereas in the past, it was always done with humans. The human factor can create crazy situations where maybe somebody's having a bad day at work, maybe somebody's tracing a chain. There's human emotions, but AI doesn't have that. And that's why this has been so, so successful. For those of you that want to top up, that's also a possibility. So you can trade up to a higher amount, or you could top it up. How would that work? Well, let's say you don't have much money this month and you try $250, but in a month or two's time you have an extra 250 to trade. When you add that or top that up, that will move you to a higher category once you go over those thresholds. The next question I would normally get is, well, what about withdrawal? Can you withdraw this money? And of course you can. You can withdraw your profit every day. Every customer I've spoken to about over 70 customers already. Every single one of them is able to withdraw every single day. The withdrawal fees are 1%, which is very, very low. Some platforms charge 8, 9, 10. About a month ago, somebody mentioned they're paying 12% on withdrawals, but this is just 1%. Very, very, very fair. Um, in terms of your principal amount, you can also withdraw that. That's a good thing. But it can only be withdrawn on the first day, on the 10th day, and on the 20th day of every month. It is subject to an early retirement fee if you do it inside 12 months, but that's kind of negligible. After 3 months trading, that wouldn't even count. Now, this is just one bot. They have six more, and they all have different parameters, different rules to suit a balanced portfolio for depending on the client's circumstances. I mean, all the other bots you can take profit and principal out at any time. This is the only one that governs it on the first, the 10th, and the 20th. But that's fine. This is obviously the best performing bot. I'll show you a couple of customer accounts here, if you don't mind. Again, past performance is not indicative of future results, but this customer deposited $500 if you look at the bottom left, the 17th of April, 2025. Can you see that? So they deposited $500. And if you cast your eyes to the bottom right-hand side of the screen, you will note that this is the 17th of September we're taking a look at. So for 17th of April, 17th of September is 5 months exactly. So this is a trading performance for 5 months. And again, this is not financial advice, but that $500 is sitting at $882 after 5 months. You would have to ask yourself, well, is that good? Is that feasible? How does that sound? The profit element is 382. Well, it's quite sensational when you work out the maths on it, because to work out the percentage, you take the 382 profit, you put it on top of the 500 deposit, you divide the bottom number to the top, or else do it on the calculator, divide 500 into 382, and you'll see that this account has done 76%. You're not going to get that in any bank. You're not going to get that in property if you own property. You're not going to get that in gold. That is sensational. 76% on a small account, like $500. And that was interesting to see that even the small participants, the small account holders are doing very, very well. And you can start with a lot less than 500. You can start with 100 if you wish. So I think there's something here for everyone. I was able to look at a larger account as well. And I'd like you to look at this account with me as well, please. The account number is hash B3441972. Let's just remember the last four digits, 1972, 1972. Hey, that was a good year. Anyway, on the 10th of April, this account was funded with $10,000. But now if you look at the bottom right-hand side, you will note that we're looking at the 16th of May. So 10th of April, 16th of May is exactly 5 weeks. It's actually a day short of 5 weeks. We'll call it 5 weeks. In 5 weeks, this account went from 10,000 to 12,360. The profit element was $2,360 in 5 short weeks. That's 23%. When we looked at the account again on the 24th of June, you'll see the timestamp here, 24th of June. That's now 10 weeks from the 10th of April. The same account ending in 1972 grew to $15,500. After 3 months, the account went to $17,471. And in 4 short months, this account went to $20,392. This account doubled in 4 months. Now, I'm not going to say yours is going to double. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on the trading. It depends, did you put in 10,000 or did you put in 5,000 or 1,000? This is a $10,000 account. The other thing is we have to be careful. Don't be telling anyone you saw an account that made 20,000 in 4 months. It did not make 20,000 in 4 months. It made 10,000 in 4 months because the deposit was 10 and it went to 20. So the profit was only 10,000 in 4 months. Nonetheless, it's a great result. The next thing we needed to check was, well, that's 4 months up to August. What happened in September? What happened in October? What happened in November? What happened in December 25? And there's another 4 months of trading. What happened? What did the 20,000 become? Well, we were able to get this screenshot on the 10th of December 25. Can you see here? At 7:35 in the evening. The same account started on the 10th of April. Account ending in number was 1972. It was sitting at $39,500. That 10,000 not only doubled to 20, but doubled again to almost $40,000 in 8 short months. Isn't that sensational? And now you can see the customers got a lot of confidence. They've put in further deposits, but that one by itself has done very well. In fact, if you look at the one above it, can you see the one ending in 08F? That was the $500 account we looked at earlier that went to 882. Look at it now; it's sitting at over $1,200. So the products are doing very good, and lots of people, every customer I've spoken to is having the same kind of success. With that said, that's our product suite almost finished. That is the AXI bot. They do have 6 other bots, but again, we're not going to cover that tonight because tonight is about an overview, to give you just an overview on the company and on the products. Get back to the person that maybe shared this link with you. They could describe how these other products do as well. They're quite good, not just as good as that one, but they are quite good nonetheless. These products here have immediate liquidity, no lockup in. You can trade Bitcoin over there, BNB, Ethereum, etc. So it's a little bit different than that one. This one trades 20 pairs. This one only does 1 pair. Well, it does 6 pairs, but it's single pairs. The technology is specifically trading Bitcoin against the dollar or specifically trading Ethereum against the dollar. That first product I talked about is 20 different currency pairs, the top 20 pairs in coin market cap. So there we go. So we're going to finish now with the card. We talked briefly about that, and this card I think is exceptional. I was able to get my hands on one just to test it out, and it's incredible. The interesting thing is they don't require your passport or your driver's license, nor do they need a bank statement or a utility bill to get this card. So that was quite interesting. You can put up to $100,000 a month onto its spending limit. If you go over 100,000, then you must provide the details. You must provide passport and all of those details. But under $100,000, there is no KYC required. It's quite interesting. The top-up fee is 2.2%. That's not bad as well. I know if you withdraw your rewards to any wallet of your choice, it's 1%. We talked about 1% withdrawal fee, but if you put it on the card, it's 2.2%. But the advantage of the card is it's more flexible to spend your crypto anywhere in the world that accepts Visa and MasterCard. If you move it to a wallet, well, then you can't really spend it. You need to get it to a card or some way of spending it. This is a very convenient way to spend crypto. Now, you don't have to trade to get one of these. You can import your crypto from anywhere else, from Coinbase, from Kraken, from Binance, from Trust Wallet into your Aurum account and send it straight onto the card. Now you don't need to find an exchanger. Now you don't need to go and try and sell your crypto for cash. You can pop it straight onto the card and off you go. Great thing. You can also take your trading profits from the algorithm, from the trading bot. You can stop the bot trading, just press stop trading. And then your profit you can put onto the card to go spend your profit. And if you're involved in the affiliate program, if you get commissions over in that part, then you can also add them to the cards. This is a great, great product. There will be 4 cards available in 2026. They'll start from $33, $66.99. But the main one that's available right now is the physical card. Those other 3 are virtual cards. They work on Apple and Google Pay. This is physical and virtual. It works on Apple and Google as well as having the physical card. And they all have different limits and different transaction fees, etc. But you can learn more about that at the training or get back to the person that shared this information with you. I'd just like to show you the card working. This card has been operating since June 25. And this particular customer is from the United Kingdom. This was the second transaction they did. What they did was they were trading on this trading bot. They stopped the bot from trading. They pressed top up card and the money went onto this card. And then he was sent down to the shop to get some milk. Let's see how he got on.
Here we go then, second official transaction.
No, purple and white. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you, Mina.
There you go. Imagine spending cryptocurrency in what we know as a predominantly fiat based world, where we use our pounds, our euros, our dollars, etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our overview over for tonight. I want to thank you for joining us. Please do get back to the person that shared this information with you and do your own due diligence, get your very valid questions answered. And I hope the decision you make is the right one for you and your family. Thank you again and have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye. For those of you who'd like to sit on, we do have an affiliate program. I'm not sure if that interests everybody on tonight's call. The affiliate program, for those of you who want to see that, you're very welcome to stay. I can describe it in 5 or 6 minutes. For those of you who just intend being a customer, that is the presentation over. For those of you who'd like to understand the affiliate side of things, you're very welcome to sit on. Here we go. Well, welcome back and thank you for coming to our presentation with the Aurum Foundation. On this occasion, we're going to be looking solely at the affiliate program. Now, they call it a partner program. I think it's just the same as an affiliate program. Affiliate programs are very popular. I know Apple has an affiliate program. I know Amazon has a very, very successful affiliate program. I know lots of the shops are now introducing affiliate programs. I know Binance has an affiliate program. So Aurum have decided to have an affiliate program. There are 15 ranks in this particular affiliate program, but everybody starts as a Nova. Nova is new. You're the new star in the business. And as a thank you for bringing business or for referring customers, the company pay you 3% on a deposit made to that EX AI bot that we looked at on our other presentation. Now, instead of spending money with Google and spending money with Facebook ads and spending money on the radio and television, Aurum have nominated to put the marketing budget, their advertising budget, into the affiliate program, and they pay out 18.5% to the affiliate program. It's very, very rewarding. You can have 1 customer, you can have 10 customers, you can have no customers. You're not obliged to get any customers, actually. It's your prerogative. It doesn't even cost anything. So I like that as well. When you open a banking account with the Aurum Neo Bank, they give you a referral link in your account. And it's up to you whether you use that or not. So some people do, some people don't. But if somebody did have to click on your link to register an account here, you'll get 3% on the deposit. Whether you have one customer or 1,000 customers, doesn't matter. It's a one-tier affiliate program like Binance's, like Amazon. It's exactly like that. Now, where this one's a little bit better is that if you wanted a pay rise, if you wanted to get 5% instead of 3%, that happens when 7,500 of total team trading volume occurs. Okay, so you might get $100 or $200 of business, but if those customers got customers who got customers who got customers, just like Facebook, you sent your link to Facebook and they got these customers and they told these customers and they told them. That's how Facebook was built. Billions of people, everybody's sharing their link. Same here. When $7,500 of total team trading that have come from your referral link and all of theirs, you get promoted to Voyager and you get 5% on deposits instead of 3. You used to get 3, now you're promoted to 5. You also get a $100 instant cash bonus. You don't have to wait for it. It's paid by smart contract directly to your wallet as soon as that criteria is reached. Now that's your money back in this example. If you started with $100 to test this, well, they give you back your $100, and you still have the $100 in trading. So you could do 3 things with this. You could add it to the trading bot if you wanted to make it work for you. You could put it onto the card if you've got a card and go spend it, or you can withdraw to any USDT wallet of your choice. So that's some of the advantages of going to that first promotion level. But here's a better one. Over here, you get 5% profit from the team profit. What does that mean? Well, this 5% here in the center, that only is on the deposit, but this one is on all customers' profits. Your customers, their customers, their customers, to infinity generations. As all those customers are making profit every day, you get a 5% matching bonus equal to 5% of what they made, even if they're trading Bitcoin and you don't have any Bitcoin in the platform. If somebody trades Ethereum, you get 5% paid in Ethereum. If somebody trades USDT, you get paid 5% on their profit every single day, as long as they're trading in the system. So that's a really, really nice bonus. If you want to get more than that, in fact, if you want 7% on deposits, you need to bring 25,000 in total team trading volume. That's not just your customers, it's yours and theirs and theirs and theirs. All customers that have come originally from your referral link through the whole network. When $25,000 is achieved, you get 7% on deposits. You get a $500 instant cash bonus. And now your daily matching bonus increases from 5 to 7.5%. And if you've understood those first 3 parts, I think you understand about 90% of our comp plan, because the rest is just a little bit of volume and a little bit of structure, a little bit of volume and a little bit of structure. And as it grows to $62,500 in trading volume, you get 9% on deposits and 10% matching bonus on all the profits. And as it grows 10.5, 12, 13, you can see there yourself. The extra bonuses are very good. There's a $1,000 bonus at 2,000, at 5,000, at 10,000. But once you get to the next page, things really heat up. You see, there are 15 ranks. I've just showed you 7 of them. What happens when you hit elite? You get a $20,000 bonus. Then there's a $50,000 award. There's a gentleman on this call did that inside 4 months. I think there's 2 gentlemen on this call that did that inside 4 months. $50,000 bonus they got. 2 months later, they hit the $100,000 bonus. Isn't that incredible? So there are people out there doing it, and those people are on this call with you right now. And of course, we heard Brian Benson on an earlier presentation where he said he wanted to create 1,000 millionaires. Well, I can tell you this, probably even before you reach Dominion, but certainly when you reach Dominion, you're one of Brian Benson's millionaires. Here's why. On hitting the rank of Dominion, there's a $500,000 instant cash bonus. Instant cash bonus sent to your account without asking. Prior to that, you would have received 150 and the 100 and the 50 and the 20. That's $820,000. Also, we had the first page, whatever that calculated out at. You're now getting 17.5% on deposits, 25% matching bonus, and you also get a share in the total trading profits of the whole world, not just your team, but on the whole customer base. So very, very exciting. I believe some people will hit this rank before the launch. I know some people will certainly hit it inside their first year in the business. They'll become millionaires, and sky's the limit here, you know. But that's just an overview to let you have a kind of a general understanding of the whole platform. But with that said, if you need to learn more, please come to the training and otherwise get back to the person that shared this link with you.